Thank you very much. Thank you. Steve Charlson on the bass. Jamie Cord on the drums. If you have not been to one of these shows before that I put on, what happens is we play the music from a jazz album. In this case, it has a television program to go along with it. It's, thank you. It's Charlie Brown Christmas. So the album has a Charlie Brown Christmas, and there's some tracks on there that aren't on the normal TV special. So Vince Guaraldi was the composer and pianist and band leader who put all the music together. And some of the stuff that he put together for it didn't make it on to the album because there's only so much music you can fit into half an hour. So the first tune we played for you is O Tannenbaum, or as I now know, because my son did a kindergarten project on it, it's the tune to O Tannenbaum is the tune for Iowa's state song, which is called Song of Iowa. Anybody know that? I didn't know that. Okay, good. I'm not alone in not knowing Song of Iowa. The next one that we're going to play for you is one of those ones that's not featured on the album, or not featured on the TV special, but is featured on the album. This is Vince Guaraldi's arrangement of What Child Is This? Thank you. All right. So, in Charlie Brown Christmas, the bringing together of the TV special, there are four main players. There is Vince Guaraldi, who we've talked about, who wrote the music and played the music for it. There's Charles Schultz, the original creator of the comic strip. There's Lee Mendelson, who was the television producer who kind of brought it all together. And then there's Bill Mendez, who was an animator. And they had many more people working on the project, but those are the big four. And we're going to talk about not Bill Mendez, but the other three, because he was not specifically involved with the making of the music. So Vince Guaraldi was kind of a gigging musician in the Bay Area who was not like critically acclaimed or nationally renowned until he was putting together an album of like bossa nova hits, because that was the thing at the time. So this is like early 1960s. He's putting together this album filled with these bossa nova tracks. He doesn't have enough to fill a full vinyl pressing, and he's like, oh, I have this tune. So it's like this B-side track on this album that, you know, before things went viral, and ended up winning Grammy for Instrumental of the Year in 1963. For this song, it was called "Cast Your Fate to the Wind," this kind of like throwaway track on this one album. And so this is one of the many, many, many things in the progression of making a Charlie Brown Christmas that comes together that's like a lot of luck, or being in the right place at the right time. Unlike many people that kind of have the hit or like that one song that catapults them to fame, Vince Guaraldi didn't mind playing "Cast Your Fate to the Wind" for crowds, didn't mind when like ornery people requested it, maybe not so lovingly, because he said it for him it was like signing the back of a check. So here's "Cast Your Fate to the Wind." We'll play this one for you real quick. Thank you. All right, so we talked a little bit about Vince Guaraldi. Lee Mendelsohn was the producer of the show, and he had just gotten through doing a documentary on Willie Mays, who he considered the greatest baseball player at the time. And he thought, greatest baseball player at the time, let's go complete 180, let's do the worst baseball player of all time, which he thought that was Charlie Brown. And so he contacted Schultz, and they did a documentary together about Charlie Brown that was kind of a flop. Shoot, I don't remember. Sorry, I'd have to look it up. But then Coca-Cola gave him some money and was like, hey, make a Christmas special, would you please? And so when Lee Mendelsohn heard that track, Cast Your Fate to the Wind, he was in a cab in San Francisco, and he thought, oh, that's the guy that we have to have doing music for this. The next one we're going to play for you is not one that is on the special, but it is on the album, and it's Vince Guaraldi's arrangement of Little Drummer Boy called My Little Drum. Thank you. Thank you very much. So the very first thing that Vince Guaraldi wrote for Charlie Brown Christmas, which was the very first Peanuts special that made it onto TV, out of like 17 of them that there were, the very first thing he wrote, he played to Lee Mendelson over the phone. And it was this little ditty called Linus and Lucy, which if that name's not ringing a bell, if you ever ask for the Peanuts song, that one. All right? So the very first thing that Vince writes for the show is the thing that just outlives him to this day, and that if you play piano or if somebody figures out that you play piano, they come up to you and they go, "Hey, can you play the Peanuts song?" And I get to tell them yes. So we put this one here because it's fourth on the album, and I know this is the one you came to hear, so you got to promise to stick around, okay? You can't leave. Not yet. All right, here's Linus and Lucy. Thank you. Thank you very much. The next one, no, I'm going to tell you a story first. I'm not going to give it away. I bet you all can read it. So Lee Mendelson is having a terrible time finding a lyricist to write words to this song that's in the Christmas special. And nobody's really capturing the essence of writing something beautiful and poignant, but also something kind of simple that like kids can sing along to and understand. And they're having a terrible time because Vince Guaraldi has already written this beautiful tune and they know that they want it in there and they know what it, like the essence of what it should be. And Lee's like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. So one day in his office in between clients, he writes lyrics to a tune on the back of an envelope. And again, here's one of those strokes of luck or like whatever you want to call it, serendipity for Charlie Brown Christmas. He writes the lyrics to Christmas Time Is Here on his very first go-around of being a lyricist, which isn't fair. If you've ever tried writing lyrics, you know what I mean. And since I could not find or convince a children's choir to come out and perform it for you, we're going to have Jamie do it instead. Christmas Time Is Here.
Christmas time is here, happiness and cheer, fun for all that children call their favorite time of year. Snowflakes in the air, carols everywhere, olden times and ancient rhymes of love and dreams to share. Sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere, Yuletide by the fireside, and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here, we'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year. carols in the air, beauty everywhere. Yuletide by the fireside, and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here, we'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year.
Jamie Cord on drums and vocals. So Charles Schulz was absolutely adamant that two things be included in the Charlie Brown Christmas special. They all lived in the Bay Area, California, but Charles Schulz is from St. Paul, Minnesota. And so he was adamant that it had to be a winter scene with snow and snowman and ice skating and snowballs and all that. So the first, we're going to cover the two, like his two requests in song. The first of which is on the album, and you do hear on the Christmas special when Linus has his blankie and he's slinging snowballs at pop cans. It's right at the beginning. So if you can remember that, you hear this tune right there. This one's called Skating. Thank you. The other thing Charles Schultz was incredibly insistent that the TV special be about is what he called the true meaning of Christmas. So the climactic moment of the show is Linus getting on the empty stage with the spotlight on him, reading the story of the Nativity. And this, along with several other choices, including having jazz music be the music of the special, led the producers of the show, not the execs, not the producers, the execs, to believe that the show would be a total flop. Meanwhile, it has aired every year since 1965, a lot of times twice a year on network television, until very recently a streaming platform picked it up. I can't remember which one. But so there is no music that accompanies this reading of the Nativity that Linus does. So we're kind of going to put a couple tunes in here that represent that. We're going to play for you The First Noel and In the Bleak Midwinter. Hope you enjoy. Thank you. This is In the Bleak Midwinter. Thank you very much. So, this is my very, very favorite part of every show. Are you ready? Okay. This part is called audience participation. So they end the whole special with this song called Hark the Herald Angels Sing. I hope you've heard of it. If not, you'll pick it up fast. So on the album, they have children that at the time were attending San Rafael's Episcopal Church in one of the outlying areas of the Bay Area. And they paid the children they paid them $5 for each kid, which turns out to be roughly like $40 in today's money. And they also gave them ice cream. And if I know anything about children, they were way more jazzed about the ice cream. You know who was not jazzed, though, was their parents, because these kids were hanging out with record producers and musicians and television producers, and they were up way past their bedtime. So one of the problems they had on these recording sessions is not all the same kids would be there, because their parents would be like, nope, you're not doing that. You're up way too late if you do that. So unfortunately, couldn't get a choir to come out and sing, so you got to do it. Now, as I tell my choir at the church that I work for, you got to watch the hair, okay? To know when to come in. It looks something like this. Okay? You'll get it. I'll count you in and everything. Here we go. Hark the Herald Angels Sing, the band and all of Noce. Here we go. Awesome. You guys were great. You should come back and do it again sometime. That is by far my most favorite part of every show. All right, so the band is piecing out because one of the things that is included in a Charlie Brown Christmas album is not jazz music. It is classical, and specifically, it is Beethoven. Charles Schulz had a just adoration of Beethoven and would even go so far as to write in the manuscripts, so write in the sheet music above when Schroeder was playing it, and copied it exactly like you could learn snippets of Beethoven sonatas from the Peanuts cartoons if you were so inclined. The tune that is on A Charlie Brown Christmas is a little bit of Für Elise, which some of you may have learned when you were, about a freshman in high school taking piano lessons. Those of you, you've definitely heard it before. It's this one right here. Okay, but there is more to that tune than just that section. There's a whole 2 other sections to it. So I'm going to play all of that for you, and then I've got another one I'm going to share with you. But this is to kind of honor Charles Schulz's love of classical music, and especially Beethoven. Here's Für Elise. Thank you. The other one I'm going to play for you is not Beethoven, and it's kind of an obscure piece and composer, but I really like it because I think it captures the essence of snow falling. It's called Snowflakes, and it's by the Finnish composer Salim Palmgren. And I think it's a really nice addition to the show because you can just kind of see the snow drifting down the way Charles Schulz wanted it to be in the Christmas special. Unfortunately, we have not seen any snowflakes yet, and tomorrow it's only wind. Maybe. I'm holding out hope. I really like the snow, like for a while, and then I get bored of it. But here's snowflakes. Thank you. Thank you. As the band finds their way back on. So I have a favorite moment in the show and a favorite story in the show, and this is my favorite story in the show by far. Did you know that Charlie Brown Christmas killed an entire industry? Thank you, Steve. That industry was the aluminum tree industry. The metaphorical bad guy of the show, of course, is the aluminum tree, which represents capitalism. And it's its threats to the spirit of Christmas. And so what Charlie Brown did with it is it destroyed it. So in 1964, aluminum trees had their peak production year. 1965, Charlie Brown Christmas airs, and in 1970, all production had halted entirely. There may have been a couple other reasons. Aluminum, as it turns out, is a pretty good conductor, so you can't use electric lights. And they were developing better plastics that they could dye green at the time, so that it would like a fake tree could look like an actual pine tree or something like that. I find it really kind of ironic that Charlie Brown Christmas has like took down an industry and kind of at its core represented sort of an anti commercialism type Christmas, but they've spawned these great like these wonderful lines of products and things like this, including the tree that's right here. I didn't make that. My mom bought it for me. Thanks, Mom. I think she's watching right now. I don't know. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I'm sure you're there too. Okay, so we're going to play another song for you that you can hear during the Christmas special. It's when they're goofing off and dancing instead of rehearsing like Charlie Brown wants them to, and Schroeder's playing it on the piano. This tune is called Christmas is Coming. Thank you. All right. Sorry, just checking the time. I don't possess a watch, so I have to check it on my phone. This microphone stand keeps falling down. All right, we've got one more for you. This is the last one on the album, and unfortunately, this is the last one of the night for us. This one is Vince Guaraldi's arrangement of the Christmas song. So we hope you enjoy. We hope you come back again next year. Thank you to Noce for having us. You've been awesome for hosting us. Thank you to Dave for running the sound. Make sure you tip your wait staff ridiculously. Thank you all. You've been awesome. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Thank you.